Hack module expired. Incoming demon rune. Bloodbath. Double kill. Demon rune spawned. Revenant.
Hello, Sim here. Great to be back on air, and I hope you enjoyed the opening sequence. There's me trying to figure out the controller scheme, and because I don't read manuals, and I called in a taunt. Bad time doing it when there's an enemy just around the corner. So before I jump into all the goodness, I just wanted to touch on a couple of the bad points about the game, and then go into the main stuff. So first one is slight graphical tearing every so often, not on a regular basis, but it does occur, so hopefully they will have that fixed for the release. And the other thing, and it's a lot better than it played in the alpha, because I had the opportunity to play that but I couldn't say anything about it, was that the bullet detection was a lot worse in the alpha than it is in the beta, which is goodness. Maybe because you had also more players playing the closed beta, potentially. But you can see in the opening footage here, because I deliberately put all the bad hit detection stuff at the beginning, post the nice exciting opening intro, that just got solved by just slowing down my internet to make sure I had a good ping, or consistent ping, less jitter at the because I was playing this in the evening. So for those of you who are not familiar with the world of Doom, green means armor, blue means health, and yellow equals ammo. So when you kill an enemy, they drop green little shards and you get some armor plating, as I demonstrated as I died there too and accidentally called in a taunt. And whilst we're talking about taunts, there's 4 available in the beta, and I think this is another nod to Destiny, really. I do like the kiss to the crowd, that's quite cool. But doing that actually in the game whilst you're in a gunfight, I don't know if I'm going to use it, but hey, who knows what other game modes are going to be available, because in the beta there was only Team Deathmatch and Warpath, and Warpath really is a nice spin on Hardpoint for those from the COD universe, which will be probably the majority of you watching this video. So with Warpath, where you would have like Hardpoint, you go and defend a location, you have to go and that location just moves around on the map. So the on a predefined path. So that Hardpoint is continuously moving around the map. And I think that's a really good idea. And I do like it. I enjoyed Hardpoint, or shall I say Warpath, a lot. I really did. It was much more fun. But as always, to win, you need your team to play the objective. And if they aren't, you're going to get completely smashed. Well and truly. Now, there are also hack modules available. And there's different varieties, and you have 4 slots. And the variety of ones that I had the opportunity to play with is Retribution, which basically means it reveals the location of the enemy that killed you, and it also tells you their health. There's a nice little green armor shieldy thing to collect. Bounty, which means basically every kill you get, you earn some extra XP. I think it's like 50 XP extra per kill. And then you had Vital Signs, which basically shows the health bars of all your enemies, and that's quite useful for you, which ones do you want to tactically take off or take out first. And you see here's the warpath, and it tells you how to get there. So it's pretty good because these maps are large, it's an arena style game. And there's the bit that you got to defend to the left. Going off topic slightly, and then there's a supply timer for the hack module, which displays basically respawn timers at the pickup locations. And this is an excellent way of learning their location, and there's some quad damage. It's quite lethal. Now you can see there my reticles, like recharging, just went flashed yellow, which means basically because if I do an ADS, well, pretend ADS because there is no ADS, it fires a special like burst round weapon thing from your gun that you're holding, and then it has to charge up again. So yes, you don't ADS, and therefore you really do need a high sensitivity, because you got to be really reactive. It's a real more twitch shooter, but you're more exposed, and I like this. I mean, if you're a run and gunner like me and you like to rush, then you're probably going to enjoy this too. But obviously, unlike COD, there's no such thing as head glitching. Just hiding behind bits and pieces and popping out and stuff, like peeking, so to speak. But here you can see that the warpath's moving around, and it's cool. So we move around, capture the zone, and kill some more enemies. So it is quite cool. So you can customize, and here's the rune that you can pick up. And I do believe that you can pre-game pick which type of baddie you can be. You can only be the one baddie that you will see in my thumbnail in the beta, but I'm sure there'll be others that you will unlock later on. And these are lethal. Currently very, very lethal. That you can see your enemies in glowing red. Excellent for protecting your objective, as I'm doing here, because there's the warpath and I want to protect it and stop enemies coming in and killing. And there you go. It's just lethal. And the warpath does actually drop down off the surface and down into another. So it is good fun. And if I remember rightly, there's the countdown timer, and I managed to finish off a few enemies just before my special weapon abilities, shall we say, expire. So yeah, I had a lot of fun. I only played it for like a couple of hours, if that, unfortunately. But yeah, I did have fun. And those rocket things are lethal. I mean, these particular enemies, you know, the demon that you get to spawn, are extremely lethal. You can have like full health, full armor, and you'll still be taken out in one shot. I mean, they're absolutely lethal. But they're not constantly available, and if you know where they're going to spawn, I'm not sure if their spawn locations rotate, because I just haven't played the game for long enough to be able to tell you that, but I would hope that they do for a demon spawn. Otherwise people are just going to camp them out. But as soon as people know what the rotation pattern, if it isn't random, they're going to camp it anyway. But the plasma rifle was definitely my favourite gun that I got to play with for my play style. You got classic teleporting, classic Doom stuff. It really is. So, yes, customization. You can do customization too. And where you're used to just customizing legs and arms and body and head like that, in Doom they decided, hey, no, you can customize your left leg, your right leg, and similar for your arms, and they can all be different. And you can have different color patterns and all that stuff if you're really interested in that. For me, not so. I'm not really so much of a completionist in that sense, but if you are, I'm sure you're going to be playing it for that sort of thing. But I can't wait for single player. I mean, that's going to be cool. I mean, that's the main selling point for me, because I played Doom a lot, all of the Dooms, because it was out in the early 90s on the PC. I was a PC gamer, and there was no multiplayer. It was all single player. The internet hadn't really taken off in a big way until about 93 to 94, with it starting to take off big time, with Mosaic and all that sort of stuff, which was like one of the first web browsers. And there you go, that shows you my age. So yeah, but so I really didn't play Arena. I mean, it was Quake Arena, and that was available, and I dipped in it a little bit, but I really wasn't a multiplayer sort of player, or gamer, shall we say. I got into that really with the PS3, and haven't looked back since. So, you know, I'm showing you a lot of stuff. I think this is the final clips and stuff for like a team deathmatch, and I did have a lot of fun. Frag grenades are quite useful, you know, but you know, to get the enemies to have to dodge slightly, and you can shoot from one side, and between your bullets and the grenade, you're going to take them out, which is pretty cool. And another thing that I'm looking forward to, and they're bringing back, is mods. And this was huge back in the early 90s on the PC gaming, and I think that mods as a whole is still huge on the PC scene, but it's just never made its way to console. And a lot of single player maps that got brought out back then for the community, by the community, And I'm sure a lot of people, I do remember reading articles in the good old gaming magazines of the time, of people getting jobs as a consequence of designing good maps. So I think that's a good thing, because that should mean free DLC content to everybody, developed by the community. So I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, I appreciate a thumbs up. It really does help the channel grow. And if you're new around here and fancy catching some more of my vids, go and hit that subscribe button. Until next time, this has been Sim.